Oh man, that's a nice flathead right there. Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. Well, it has turned cold as the dickens here in East Tennessee, but you know what? I'm in the mood to catch some catfish today, so that's what we're going to try to do. But before we even attempt it, we got to do something else first. We got to get us some bait, because I got nothing to put on a hook for these catfish. So what I've done is I've come here in this creek, and we're going to have a glare here. I don't know if I can show you or not, but I found me a brush pile here with a live scope. And it's got all these fish here all over. I don't know what them are. I don't know if that's crappie. I hope it's crappie. Could be bluegill. Either way, I'm going to drop a bait down there to them and see if we can catch some of them. And whatever we catch that's legal and legal size to use, we're going to take with us. And we're going to go get after some catfish this afternoon, y'all. So let's bait a hook here. Have us some fun today. So here's the bait I'm going to start with. This is a crappie magnet on a 1/8 ounce jig head. It's a white and chartreuse color. Basically just a small split tail plastic. I've got that on 6-pound line on a medium light rod. And I'm just going to toss this jig over here to where this brush pile is and let it sink down. Them fish seem to be about 10 to 15 feet down there is where the bulk of them are at on that brush pile. And we're just going to swim this thing through and hopefully catch us a few of them, whatever the heck they are. If it's bluegill, I'll probably have to downsize my jig. I mean, oh, something hit me. Something give me a little love tap right there. But I'll pull out my ultralight rod and we'll switch down to a gulp minnow on a little bit smaller jig head, smaller hook, so we can hook them bluegill, if it turns out to be bluegill and not crappie here. Oh, we got one finally. We've had some, oh, that's a bluegill. I was going to say, we've had some nipping it, as every time I've brought it in, they've been nipping, but they ain't got them. I wonder if it ain't bluegill down there instead of crappie. Either way, that one's coming with us. Let's go ahead and stick him there in the bucket. All right, well, here's us a gulp tied on. That's a 1-inch gulp minnow, smelt color on a 1/64 ounce jig head, 2-pound test line on my ultralight. We're going to throw it out there, let it sink down, and we'll see if that smaller bait and smaller hook don't help our calls. So I keep just getting hit all the time with that bigger jig, but they just ain't hooking up. It may be all bluegill down there. I don't know. There's some bigger marks, like there might be some crappie here, something just like that, but I went to pick up on it. That's another bluegill there. We may be doing some catfishing with bluegill today, y'all. If that's what we got, then that's what we're going to go with. I do have my skipjack rods with me. We'll troll my skipjack rigs on the way to get where we're going to do some catfishing, and we might pick up a skip or two on the way. But since I'm starting my trip kind of in the middle of the day here, about 1 o'clock when I got out here, I wasn't real confident I was going to be able to catch some skipjack right now. So I wanted to have a backup plan. And so far, we've at least found some fish here. We just got to get on the bite. Something thumped me right there. Let's see what this is. Ah, that's a crappie right there now. There is some crappie down there with them blue. I knew there was some bigger marks mixed in with what I'm seeing there on the screen. Now let's see. We'll throw this one on the board. Here in Tennessee, these crappie got to be 10 inches to be able to keep them. And this one here, I think he's going to be short. But we're going to throw him on the board here just for doo-doos and giggles. Oh boy, he'll actually touch. Look at that. Barely. I mean, it's just grazing it right there. But by gosh, it crosses, so he's coming with us. If you had been just a smidge shorter, that fish right there says he wishes he'd got a haircut today. His mama told him to get a haircut. He's been putting it off, and if he had, he'd have been just short enough to not come with us. But that in there, close enough. I gotta switch out the line on this reel. I ain't done nothing with it in a while. You can see how springy it is. We're gonna persevere through it here though, at least to get us enough bait. One tapping me right there. He's got it. He missed it the first time and come back for round 2, and boy, he's regretting it now, ain't he? You should have left well enough alone there, bluegill. Now you coming with us. Good. Oh, he said, joke's on you, Justin. I ain't going nowhere. Daggone it. Oh, bluegill. That right there, he's the Dennis the Menace of bluegill, buddy. Just being obnoxious, toying with me like that, playing pranks on me. He's embarrassed his whole family is what he's done. I would have made him famous feeding him to a big catfish this afternoon, but not now. There's a better look at that brush pile. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a lot of fish up on top of it and then some more down here in it. And I've kind of got repositioned here on it now. The wind's kind of being a little swirly here in this creek. It's not blowing in a consistent direction. My spotlight here on my motor's kind of going crazy. So what I've done is I've moved over here beside the brush pile so I can cast out this direction. So as this goes back and forth, I'm hopefully going to be casting in a consistent area here. Hopefully. That's the plan anyway, but we're gonna make a few more casts regardless. We know where they're at. It's just a matter of getting that jig right down there in their face. Mother Nature and the wind and my trolling motor may not want us doing that very easily, but easily or not, by gosh, it's going to happen because we need us some bait. Can't go catfishing without bait. There we go. A little something. What we got? Another bluegill. We'll take him if we can actually get this one in the bucket. Ain't no size or limits on the bluegill, so we're good on them. Bluegill's definitely not my favorite bait. I've mentioned that in a bunch of other catfish videos, but in times of need, they will bait a hook and they will catch a catfish. So we're going to use them today, looks like. Oh, that was a nice thump right there. Nice thump. This may be another crappie. Yeah, it is. That's a keeper too. That one there will keep for us. I knew that one. When you feel a bluegill bite and a crappie bite, they just a little bit different. Them bluegill will slam it sometimes. With that crappie, it's just it's a deeper thump. Like a bump. It's almost like they're just inhaling that bait. Give me that jig back, fish. I'm going to drop you in this bucket here. Nice. Nice little crappie. We'll throw him on the board just to confirm, but I'm pretty sure this one here will meet the 10-inch mark. I've lied to you. By gosh, he ain't either. I thought he was, but this one here had his hair cut. He's a full 1/4 inch short. These dang fish, man, that right there fooled me. It was a nice bite though. You get fish that size on this ultralight setup, and that's a fun time. Oh, nice one right here. Nice one. That's a better crappie. That's a better crappie right there. Yeah, I was going to leave this brush pile alone, y'all. I was going to go hit some different areas. And I said, before I do, I'm just going to throw this crappie magnet down there one more time, see if I can weed out some of them bluegill, and look what we got right here. Let's throw him on the board here. Let's see how he measures up. Yeah, that one there, he's about 10.5 here, so he'll definitely, if I can keep him in the kayak, he's gonna keep. All right, we're gonna go back to throwing the crappie magnet here. These fish, let me show you here on the graph again if I can. Now that the kayak's being still a minute. There's a lot of marks here on this brush, and you can see they're being real still, almost stationary. And that seems to be how crappie are a lot of times on brush pile. They'll just kind of be just sitting there on it. And so I think a lot of them fish further down in that brush are probably crappie, and a lot of the stuff out here on the outskirts are probably the bluegill that we've been getting. So we're going to try this crappie magnet again. A little bit heavier jig head. That's the 1/8 ounce size, and it's just going to allow me to kind of get it down there a little quicker through them bluegill. And that bigger hook there, small enough for the crappie, but then bluegill can sit there and nip at it and peck at it, and they're not going to get hooked up. It's sitting there waiting for a crappie to decide to eat it. Bumped me. It's another crappie right there. I felt him on the bite, man. We'll see how big he is. Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. That's a good one right there. They in there. They are tight to that brush and kind of down in it. There we go. Another crappie, or crappie as they say over in the great state of North Carolina. Yeah, this one here's another one that's, if he'd sit right on that board, we'd get a proper measurement on you fish. He said he ain't gonna do nothing to help me out, but he'll cross that 10-inch line there regardless, so he's gonna go in the bucket with us too. We're gonna get some bait today, y'all. I don't know if we'll catch any catfish with these things or not, but by gosh, we're getting us some bait. So between the bluegill and the crappie, I think I got enough bait for an afternoon of catfishing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off heading upriver to where I'm gonna be catfishing at, but I'm gonna throw out my skipjack rigs behind me here as I go, and if we can get lucky, catch us a skipjack or two, that'd be great. And if not, don't matter, because we already stocked up on bait, y'all. Oh, right there, got him. Old Skippy. We're gonna have us at least one, y'all, if I can get him in. Get on up here, Skippy. I hope that got on camera. He come up and snatched that thing, buddy. I saw some. I was headed upriver here, go set up for catfishing, and I saw some skips busting over here, and I said, I'm gonna make a few casts, and by gosh, we got a satin right there. There took off. Looks like we're getting us another skipjack here, y'all. Actually, that may be a double right there. That may be two of them on. Yeah, I think we got two on, at least for the time being. I don't know if we'll be able to land them both or not, but we at least got two of them on right now. I'm just trolling along. I saw those others, stopped, made some casts, got one. Now I'm just trolling up here to this point that I'm gonna do some catfishing on. Yeah, I do have two on back there. Hopefully we can land them both. Come on up here, Skippy. Get in here. Yes, sir. We done got us two more, y'all. We are now loaded up. Plenty of bait between the skipjack, the crappie, and the bluegill. We are good to go for an afternoon of catfishing. Got us another one right here. Old Skippy. Actually, that may be another twofer right there. I'm just working my way kind of up the shoreline here. And then I'm going to cut across the channel and go over here and fish this deep point coming out of this other creek. And it looks like we're going to have enough skipjack for today, and I'm going to have some to take with me too. Plus our crappie and our bluegill. Yeah, this is another twofer if I can land them. Come on in here, Skippies. There we go, man. These skipjacks are biting better here in the middle of the day than what I thought they would be. Shows what I know. I'm happy to have them either way. Okay, we finally ready to do some catfishing, y'all. So for those of you that fast forwarded ahead in the video, here's the main event, by gosh. So we're gonna take one of these skipjack, and we're gonna do a head and a chunk on two rods, and then I'm gonna take a crappie. We're gonna use a live crappie. We're gonna have two cut baits and a live bait and drop down on the tip of this point. So right now I'm setting 48 feet deep. This point up here comes off, and there's a creek that goes back up in here. I just saw, it looked like skipjack busted right there. So there's clearly some bait in this creek, but we're going to sit here until about dark this afternoon and see if some fish get active, work up onto this point or work back in this creek. They're going to be swimming through these baits in order to get up in here and stuff. So we're going to have the cut bait on, a live bait option. Now hopefully we're going to reel in some big catch, y'all. There goes our head bait down. That's on a Carolina rig with a Catfish Sumo bait stalker fly directly under it. My cut bait rods will have a fly under the baits. My live bait rig will be a Carolina rig with just a hook, no extra fly. Well, let's upset us some crappie fishermen, because there goes this alive crappie. He's about to go down there to the bottom and hopefully get gobbled up by a big blue or big flathead. Perfectly legal bait to use here in Tennessee, as long as it's caught on rod and reel and meets the minimum size requirements. But boy, it tears them old crappie fishermen up, buddy. They can't stand it. My head bait up here, my skipjack head got hit. Man, that rod tip, it's just slowly going down. It's slowly going down, man. That's an interesting bite right there. Very interesting bite. I got hit and then it just started slowly moving over. Boy, man, he's pulling. Is this a flathead? Did we just get a flat? We'll find out here in a minute and I get him up here. This is on a skipjack head. I got my cut bait on the front 2 rods and this live crappie's over here on the back. Got 3 rods out here. All of them are vertical right under the kayak. I've turned my graph off to save on battery, but I was like 48 feet deep, so my baits are down there 45, 46 feet. Oh my gosh, he just come free. Baits hook good. Dang. I wonder if that wasn't a flathead. Whatever it was, it apparently didn't have the bait and the hook, just had the bait. That was a weird bite though. I mean, it just seemed like a flathead. I felt the bump and we watched that rod just slowly go over, and either way, we'll never know. Dang, man, that sucks. It's encouraging to get bit. I've only been set up here, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes on this spot. And again, I'm planning on fishing here until dark this evening. So hopefully any fish that are active this afternoon. I've been mainly fishing morning hours for the last several months, but it's too dang cold this morning. It is freezing out here. I said it's too dang cold for me. I'll wait till the afternoon. So we're going to hit the evening hours and see what happens. But hell, I'd like to have caught that one just to see what it was. Oh boy, here we go. My live crappie. Something's got him down there. I think that's a flathead, y'all. There's just weight on the rod. Our live crappie buddy, something's got him. I want him to take that rod over. I want him to take it over and hook himself. He's definitely got him though. He's got him in his mouth, just sitting down there with him. Oh, that's exciting. I felt him eat it. You can just feel him inhale that bait throughout the kayak. I'm impatient, y'all. I want to pick up on this thing, but I want him to hook himself. Okay, there he goes. Now he's got it. Let's reel up on him here. Live crappie got eat. Second bite here now. I've been out here on this spot probably close to an hour now. We had that head bait get eaten. Whatever had it come free. Hopefully this one stays buttoned up. This one here feels a little better than what was on that head bait. I think this is a flathead though. Man, it acted like a flathead. I thought the one on the head bait could have been a flatty, but this one, I would be shocked if this was not a flathead. It's gonna take a little line now. Oh yeah, he's strong. Boy, he's strong. I'm excited to get him up here. I want to get a look at him. Yeah, we got them crappie. I said, you know, we get out of here, I'm gonna put one on live. Have us a live bait. I ain't fished with live bait in a while. Been mostly just using skipjack lately, and tough to keep them things alive unless you get them on a hook right away. They're just not very hardy, but these crappie, they'll stay alive in a bucket to air bluegill. I got the aerator on now, but you can keep these alive for a few days in a bucket. Oh man, this thing's strong, y'all. Yeah, there's gonna be some crappie fishermen upset with me, but that's all right. I'd rather use one of these big crappie to catch me a big cat than I would to have me a sandwich. I see the bubbles coming up here. Yeah, nice flathead, man. That's a good one, buddy. Oh man, that's a nice flathead right there. Nice flathead. Live crappie goes down, buddy. Nice. Come over here, flathead. Show yourself off to these people again. Look at that thing, man. That's a beast. That's a dang beast right there. Nice, man. Come over here, flathead. Let's get hold of that thing. Nice, man. Nice flathead. Oh, man. That's a good one. Let's hold this devil up here, man. Look at that. Is that awesome or what? Nice, man. I'll tell you, we're cold front, bluebird skies, dropped the bottom out of our temperatures. I was worried I was going to have a hard time getting bait and a hard time catching catfish, and well, bait went pretty easy, and now we got us a big flat. That's awesome. Boy, it makes me happy, y'all. That makes me happy. All right, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this guy go. We're going to put another bait on, drop it down. Hopefully he's got some friends with him. I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't the same one that, I don't know, this one felt bigger. But that one that ate the head bait earlier sure seemed like a flathead the way he was eating. Either way, there's some here for sure. All right, Flatty. We'll see you. He gone. He said he ain't got time for you people. He's getting the heck out of here. Definitely fist pump worthy on that one, y'all. Definitely, man. That's awesome. Oh, look right here now. Look right here. There goes that rod. There goes that rod. Let's pick up on him. This is on a skipjack chunk. We got some fish working through. We got some coming through right here. Flathead. Just let him go. Now this one. I think this is probably a blue right here. We'll see when we get him up here, but nice, man. Spots like this, you know, you get a deep point like this. These type places, you put time into them, you get bit. Fish will move up on them. It's just a matter of being there when they get active and move up. We got a couple, at least 2 fish that's active right now. I thought it would probably be closer to dark when it really turned on, and it may still be when we get the bulk of the action. Hopefully we get some more fish closer to dark, but that's when I thought it would really turn on, is right around sunset, right around dusk. Yeah, that's a blue right there. Oh, blue kitty. That ain't a bad one either. Fun size. Okay. Okay, here's what let's do. Let's set this one back in the rod holder and get that other bait on there, so we can get another live crappie down. All right, there's our next live crappie going down. We're going to send him down there to the bottom, raise him up a couple feet, and then we're going to land our blue cat over here. Come here, blue kitty. Time for you to come on in. I'm in a good mood after that flathead there, kitty. I may give you some front camera time too. He says he'd be happy to have it. There we go. There's that blue kitty. Larger dink, maybe smaller, fun size. We'll call him a fun size just to make his day. Makes his dreams come true to hear that out my mouth, don't it, fish? He says it does. He's speechless, he's so excited. Let's get him out of here though. We got to get another bait down there. So all 3 baits have been hit now. Obviously we didn't land the one on that ate the head bait, but that one ate the skipjack chunk. Flathead ate the live crappie. We already got it down. So let's get over here and get us another chunk of that skipjack. We'll send it back down. I'll probably reel up this head bait here in a second too, just take a look at it. I think it's probably okay, but if it's looking like it's bled out a little bit or a little blanched, we'll go ahead and just put a fresh head bait on too. There's our next chunk of skippy. Down it goes. Put it down there 45, 46 feet deep off the end of this point here, and we're gonna be set up and ready for the next fish to come through. We're gonna go ahead and switch out that head bait too. Put us a fresh one on. This one here is okay, but I mean it's still bleeding a little bit, but it is kind of blanched out and stuff. So we'll just, since I got more skipjack than I really didn't think I'd catch any skipjack out here today, just the hour of time when I got started, but since we got some skips and got more than what I thought we was going to get, we're going to keep them things fresh on there today. Something's after my live crappie over here. Something's got him, by gosh. Something's got him. At first I thought maybe it was the crappie getting real active and trying to swim away from something, but something, oh no. He's gone. They just ripped him off the hook. I don't think it was a very big fish. I didn't. Nothing about that felt like it was a big fish. Nothing at all. I mean, at first I thought maybe it was the crappie trying to run from something and was taking the rod down a little bit because it was like it was swimming. But it was definitely a fish that had him. I just don't think it was nothing of any size. Anyway, let's get over here and get us another one. Got one more here in that bucket, plus some bluegill if we need them. And bluegill have kind of got, they've kind of got the shaft today, didn't they? Yeah, but that right there, that's the one we want. That right there has got us a chance of catching us another big flathead or something here. I'm gonna get hold of him here, and well, if I can, I'm gonna trim that dorsal fin on him there a little bit, give him a haircut, and we're gonna hook him and drop him down. Well, there we go. There's our next live crappie. Hopefully whatever eats him will be worth catching. That last one was just a tease. I don't mind a small fish coming up and getting after them, but Lord Almighty, don't rip them off a hook. We just ain't got that many of them now. You probably can't see it because we're looking right into the sun, but we got another one on here on the chunk. All right, at least he swam out this way, so me and you both ain't looking right into that setting sun over there. It's dropping down in the sky to the point of right there in your face, about to blind you. About to put your shades on to see this video. Had a break here though, nothing going on. So it's good to get another bite, but this one here is going to be he's going to be the smallest one of the catfish session. He's at least bigger than some of them bluegill we got there while he's catching bait. Come here, fish. I've hurt his feelings talking like that. Come here. This fish said I could make it up to him if I'd give him some front camera time, but it ain't gonna happen, buddy. You a few years away from front camera. He said he'll be back. Well, let's get another bait on there. He's got us slimed up something terrible. Well, let's put us another chunk on and drop it down, and we'll eventually have some more fish come through. That dang chunk has got hit again. Let's reel in another old catfish, what do you say? I'm up for it. I don't think this one's going to be much to look at when we get him up here. I think he's going to be about like that last one, but it's another bite. Heck, this one here, he might have got to fly even. Or possibly. No, he didn't get to fly. He's flung it up the line. He got the hook in the mouth. I thought he might have been one of them fish with no brains, you know, that gets themselves foul hooked sometimes. No, he got the bait, he got the hook in the mouth. You got life figured out, fish. Nowhere but up from here. I'm gonna let you go. He'll write me a letter someday telling me what all he's accomplished. He threw the bait off, or ate it one in the process of that mess though, so we'll cut us another piece and drop it down. That sun is setting earlier and earlier these days, but by gosh, we still got another hour or so of daylight left. We're gonna make the most of it. Well, that sun has dropped over the tree line, and I'm gonna tell you something, folks, it's getting colder by the second. You can feel the temperature dropping. You know, a couple months from now, a day like today won't feel too bad, but this first really cold snap of the fall, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a jolt to the system. I don't like cold weather. I'd rather be hot than cold any day of the week, but we've made the most of it out here today. Post cold front conditions, bluebird skies, got bait, come out here, got a few cats, not many, didn't get a lot of bites, but any day I go home having caught a big flathead, I'm gonna go home happy. But I'm gonna fish out here another 10-15 minutes probably, just see if we get some fish right here at sunset that come up. But I ain't gonna be out here much longer, I tell you that, because I'm cold. So these bluegill here in this bucket, they are the luckiest bluegill alive, because they've survived a catfish trip. We ended up getting enough skips and crappie to get me through the day here, so I'm gonna let these bluegill go, and I hope they think they're lucky stars and realize how lucky they are. But anyway, y'all, if I catch another fish, we'll throw it on here as a bonus fish. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.